Hello, I'm Afiniki Akanet, author of Life Without Coffee, Choosing Happiness Over Stress. Today I will be talking about the comfort zone. I'll be reading from page 123 of Life Without Coffee. You may have already gathered by now that for me, happiness is not always about comfort. In fact, I have seen people who seem unhappy because they are too comfortable. Sounds strange, doesn't it? How would you describe the housewife who nags about being bored because she has no job to go to or bills to pay? How would you describe the man who complains about being bored in his marriage because his wife is very submissive, doting, and faithful? I bet such a man would be on his toes if he sometimes had to beg for his wife's attention, and that woman would complain less if she knew what it felt like to not have enough money for the bills, even after doing overtime at work. There are people who live in very difficult situations and suffer great discomfort, but find ways to be happy even with little. Sometimes it is because such people probably expect less from life. They appreciate where they are compared to where they could have been. This is not to say that people should expect less so they can be happy. It is good to have great expectations as long as you're willing to work towards achieving them. Realizing how far we have come in life also helps us to have a grateful attitude. But some people, unfortunately, use this as an excuse to be complacent and not push themselves further. Sometimes we need to push ourselves out of our comfort zones to find the happiness we desire. The housewife described earlier could consider volunteering at her children's school or local charity shop if she will feel more fulfilled with work. She may find it hard initially because it will involve working with people and skills she may not be used to. But overcoming such challenges can be very rewarding. The man who complains about his boring marriage could consider joining a dance class and learning a new skill with his wife, or starting a new tradition with her to spice up their marriage. Unfortunately, many men with this mindset think of having an affair before they consider these simple options, which can be fun and show them another side of the wives they are currently taking for granted. It may be hard at first to do something you do not normally do together, but like any new habit, it will get easier with time. Be more spontaneous, be more romantic. Most times, the motivation we need is within us. Like I said, the comfort zone sometimes is not the best thing for us. While we've had to stay at home a bit more now because of the current coronavirus pandemic, I think people have had a lot of time to reflect on what it is they like about their lives and what they don't. A lot of us in the Western world have actually found things to complain about that people in other parts of the world would give an arm and a leg for. And I feel like sometimes you just need to take a step back and think, are we being ungrateful? Is it just that we're a bit too comfortable and that's the problem? Because sometimes I think the problem is lack of a problem. So, like in the examples given, if you find that it's just that you're bored or you're just not feeling challenged or stimulated, do something about it. You can go do some voluntary work if it's that you don't need the money, you don't need to work. Do some voluntary work if it's that you've got some spare time on your hands. You can take part in new projects, you can help others. Life is not always just about us. If we try and think outside our own little circles, we can find that there's lots more we can be challenging ourselves with outside our little bubbles, and that can make life more interesting and surprisingly happier. Even the marriage example I gave is a classic one. You hear of people saying, oh, they had an affair with someone because the marriage got a bit boring, and you think, well, you had it all good and you spoilt it just because things were just too comfortable. We shouldn't take things for granted. We shouldn't take the good things for granted. If they are ever becoming a bit too everyday, it's the same, then do something about it. Try and take a class together. Try and organize something fun to do together with your family so you don't take them for granted. And you'll be surprised how many new uh, characters and traits you will find even amongst the members of the family that we take for granted. I know sometimes older people in the family can be taken for granted as well, but sometimes just sit and ask them to tell you stories about their youth, sit and talk to them about their opinions on certain things, and you'll be amazed that you can learn a lot from them. So let's not let the comfort zone become an enemy. Let's keep pushing and keep improving ourselves. As usual, you know I like to hear your comments. Feel free to send me an email or drop a comment. Until next time, stay strong, stay connected.